Okay, so I've taken the screws out and I'll just show you the screws. These are the ones that came out of the Heavy Sixer. And again, the best way to do this when you're taking apart a console, as you can see, I've laid it out in the formation in which they came out. Well, to be fair, that was there, and then that one goes in the corner, near middle, in the corner. Something I did notice, if you look, there are two different screw heads there. To be fair, the heads of them are the same, just the ends of them, one's a self tapper and one of them looks like a wood screw. Now I would say that somebody's taken this apart and you know, put back a different screw, but the screw head is identical. So what I think happened, again back in 77, 78 when they were making these, it was just a little production line, so I wonder whether just a different batch of screws have come in and they've just used one screw from one batch, one screw from another batch. Okay, these are the woody screws, as you can see. Oop, overshot there. The screw length at the bottom, that's the screw length for the Heavy Sixer, that's the screw length for the woody, a lot shorter. Again, the top ones look pretty much identical except for the middle ones. No, they're about the same kind of length. Let me get one. Let's see. So this is the woody screw. Is it? That is longer. Is it longer than the end ones? About the same length as the end ones. So the two middle ones are slightly shorter. Which is yeah, they're slightly shorter. In fact, oh look again, they are all slightly shorter. So I'm guessing maybe this one's either come out of a later model or because it fitted in there so well. I wonder whether again that's just something, an extra screw. So anyway, I've taken out all the screws needed to actually get the lids off. So let's get the lid off. Right, which one should we start with? Heavy Sixer or Woody? We'll start with a Woody because I know what I'm looking at. Again, I've never taken the lid off of this particular console, so I don't know what I'm going to find beneath. Okay, pretty standard fare. You see, that's your modulator there, and the way it works. And again, what a lot of people did was say you can just take this lead off and put your own lead on there, and then you can just plug it straight into the telly. Let's see, any manufacturing details? Nothing really. So get back down there. Oops. See in there. Nothing really to indicate a date of manufacture on this one. Can't see anything. Nothing's blazingly obvious. Okay, so now the one we've all been waiting for. Let's see what this extra shielding's about then on the Heavy Sixer. As I say, it definitely does weigh more. Okay. As I say, this one again, I've never had it open. So as you can see, you've got a nice collection of cobwebs. Fantastic amount of cobwebs. The way the modulator's done is slightly different as well on this one compared to this one. Let's have a look. So shielding wise, I don't know, that looks pretty much the same. Different cables at the top there. See, this one's kind of all nice and neatly done, manufacturing style, whereas this one looks so pretty much a handmade affair. Yeah, so that's another good indication. So again, let's go down the back there. Oh, there's my little rubber bung that needs to be pushed back out again. Yes. Alright, well, I suppose the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this board. But, I mean, it's definitely physically, it's a heavier unit. There's no denying that. There's definitely a heavier unit. but by the looks of it, it is just that this is made out of a thicker material, but we'll find that out. Okay, so let me get my screwdriver again. I'll take these back boards off and take these, I'll try and take these metal units off as well, and we'll see how much they weigh, because I'm guessing this heavy 6er one weighs a lot more than this one. Alright, let's give it a go. Okay, so I'm midway through here. Just to point out, and to get this shielding off, it's these two middle screws here. To get the case off, it was all these outer screws. These two hold that metal plate in, and the same with this one here. Right, okay, once I've done that, I have something very interesting to show you. Okay, so I've undone them screws. Now, what was it I was going to show you? Oh, first of all, another thing I just noticed as I've been taking this apart, look how thick the plastic is on the bottom of this heavy 6er. It's nice big chunky plastic, and in comparison with the Woody, a lot thinner, a lot more modular kind of design. As you can see, it's definitely, I mean obviously they're both moulded, you know, not hand carved or anything stupid like that, but definitely a different build quality to it. You definitely feel a lot better. One curious little thing I found though, when I've just taken these top boards off. Right, okay, so what I'll do, I'll cut. You've got to guess which one's from the heavy 6er and which one's from the Woody. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we have this board here. As you can see, all hand soldered. And the reason you can tell it's hand soldered, look how thick that solder is on there. Nice big globby solder, the way it should be. Okay, and then if you go to here, and as you can see, there's a copyright 77, and it's saying revision 1. Okay, so now if I go to the next one, alright, and as you can see, the solder on here is more neater, definitely a lot more neater. Again, it could still be hand soldered. Something else I just noticed, this one has a switch, that one doesn't. Again, right, I don't know why that's left in there, because it isn't really needed on the UK one, but anyway, let's go back out. Right, and then this one here, as you can see, is revision B 77. So, which one came from which console? Well, this is the heavy 6er. The heavy 6er has a revision B, and yet this one, which is the later model, has a revision A. So, from my understanding then, what's happened here with this particular model, I don't know whether these were actually ever made in Sunnyvale. From what I understand of the Atari, it was only the heavy 6er that was made in Sunnyvale. But looking at that, that is definitely an earlier board, and yet it's in a later model. So I wonder whether they were just using up X stock just before they got onto the new stock. And yet it's bizarre, because as I say, this one has a later model, and it's still 77, so it's right for the year. It's not a ridiculously later model, but again, the soldering is definitely more neater. Again, it could just be down, or I don't know though. I've just seen a rather ropey bit of solder there. I can get into it. Where are you? There. Look, see that little, whoops, that little hook of solder there. So I would say this is hand soldered as well. Just somebody a lot more neater and a lot more economical with the solder. But yeah, very bizarre that. Very bizarre. I wasn't expecting to see that.